All right.
Got to hang out with the anti-maskers today.
Oh, fun.
Oh,
Super fun.
that's great.
Yeah, what
Bless their hearts.
were you covering the... Tell me all about it, Brandon Lynch. Welcome to Talking Reckless Podcast, episode 343, here on December the 7th, 2020. I'm Matt Eads. Kyle Biscotti is here. What is biscotti a dessert? It's like a
wafer for dipping into your coffees usually.
Yeah, okay. Almost like a lady finger, I think.
That's right.
That's right. Kyle Biscotti. Oh, I think I like Biscotti a lot, actually.
Rolls off the tongue, nice.
Yeah. And Brandon Lynch. Tell me about the anti-maskers, Brandon Lynch.
Oh, they always give me a hard time when I'm there, with me being fake news and all, but...
Did anyone really call you fake news?
Matt, you have no idea. It's like, I hear it 40 times at those rallies, so...
God.
No.
Here in Canada?
No, they're pretty confident in... Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's no... we're not so different from...
Are they also yelling "Make America Great Again" at you?
No, they're like... They want to separate, for sure, but not to America. They just want to be the independent, beautiful state of Alberta.
Alberta should separate. Alberta should fuck right off, and we can ship it off into the middle of the ocean, and we'd all be way better without Alberta.
Where do we
I
go?
live. Anywhere.
Anywhere.
Norway. There's a lot of really progressive European countries I think would be dope to live in. Denmark, maybe.
Sure.
Somewhere with a 4-day work week. And
absolutely.
Free healthcare.
The station down in CTV, our affiliate station, does 4 10-hour work weeks or 4 10-hour work days, which I would like way better.
Yeah, that's still a 40-hour. When I say a 4-day work week, I really mean a 30-hour work week, not a 40-hour work week.
Sure.
Yeah.
God, what would I do with all my time?
I know. Oh, can you imagine? I mean, I kind of live the 30-hour work week life. Where does work and play? Yeah. Where's the separation?
Make your own hours.
Yep.
Yeah. It's very clear separation for me still.
Yeah, it's I find myself not doing a lot of and this makes a lot of sense. I just don't want to play games when I'm not at work anymore. I don't want to do anything on a screen to the point where I don't want to use my e-reader because it has a screen. I'm like, fucking god, this feels like I'm at work. Ugh. It's me throwing it away.
It sucks during quarantine too, because what else do you do?
Yeah,
sit on the porch. Fucking you got to get a rocking chair.
I know. I need something. Knitting. Maybe think of some knitting.
No.
Let's get the old guitar.
Yeah. I mean, I do have multiple guitars that I've never learned how to play.
Oh, there you go. Perfect time then.
Multiple.
Well, one of them's at your guys' place, I think.
Oh, is that yours?
Yeah, that electric one.
Like the Rocksmith one?
Yeah. Kyle's got a bird.
I do.
I can hear your bird.
Yeah. Can you?
Yeah, a little bit. Not offensively, but
okay.
I mean, anytime you can hear a bird's when you told me you were getting a bird one day, it was like all I could do to be like, don't get a bird, dude. Birds are the objectively worst pet, man.
Usually, yeah. Typically, I'm not into birds, but she's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Not so bad with her squawking.
Sounds like it.
The other day, she got out of her cage for the first time.
Ooh.
That was exciting.
What does recapturing a bird involve?
Well, it was just letting her fly around until she landed on something stable enough that I could pick her up and move her into her cage, which happened to be my shoe.
Can't coax her with treats. It's not like a cat or a dog.
No.
Pretend to throw the treat or something.
Yeah, and you don't want to trap her, because if you trap a bird, it just undoes everything you've done to try and tame them, sort of.
Mm.
Yeah,
they are.
It was an experience.
I don't know, man. Are birds is there any companionship? Is the bird this bird just wants me to pet it? Whatever you do with a bird.
Totally. If you get them from an early enough age, they're really clingy to you.
Yeah.
You ever seen a pirate, Matt?
A pirate?
That's right.
Yeah. Got the birds on their shoulders and hang around the whole time.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, no, if you get them right from a baby, they're really latch onto you like that. But from the store, she's been good. we stick our hands in there, ring our bells, and we got a bunch of bells in there for her. Jangle them, and she jumps on her fingers, jumps on her hands, and all that. So it's been a neat experience.
What kind of a bird is she?
Just a budgie.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. What is that?
It's just like the little like. It's
That's
a
not the
white
one with the big plume on the front, right?
No.
We don't. I was waiting for you to tell me what the bird with the plume on the front is.
I don't know what that... A cockatiel, I think that's what the bird is.
Bird with plume on head. Oh no, there's like 100. Could be any of these.
Yeah,
I think you're thinking of a cockatiel. That's what they're called.
Peacock? Am I saying this right? How many... You have a lot of animals, eh? You have a dog, a cat, bird.
We have
kids.
2 cats, a dog,
2 cats,
bird, and a bearded dragon.
You have a bearded dragon?
Cage there, yeah.
Oh shit! What kind of a camera situation are you? Can I see it? Would that be easily doable?
No, he's in his cage. He's actually inside of his cave right now.
Yeah. Okay, that's too bad. What? Do you like feed him crickets? I am so intrigued about all these pets. Do they eat like crickets?
Yeah, crickets. Lots of fresh fruit, vegetables.
Live crickets?
Like worms. We go buy worms and stuff. A lot of those like green, like really thick worms he likes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Wild. We had some kind of a lizard pet in, I think, junior high must have been, like a class pet that had to get fed live crickets. And one day somebody knocked the box of crickets over and they got on the walls, and for the entire rest of the year you could always hear crickets in the walls in that classroom.
Yeah, when you lose a couple crickets in the house, it's like months of just like hearing them chirp and trying to hunt them down.
Where they breed more crickets.
It's madness.
So I don't even know where we started or how we got here. Both in life and this podcast. Welcome to the show, video game podcast. Go check out the Patreon, or patreon.com/talkingreckless, where you can find usually a longer version of this show. It's been a little hit or miss lately, but usually we have about half an hour of kind of pre-show preamble for you over there. Last couple weeks, just because we've been recording from home, and it's what's the name of the game that I have? The Cyberpunk has just been like killing all the news. Nobody wants to do anything except for Destiny, who's not a coward and is putting out their next gen thing the day before Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
everybody else is just getting out of the way. We were at one point. We came in on anti-maskers. I didn't mean to. I don't know how we got here. Oh, the bird. But any further or closing thoughts on
birds or anti-maskers?
Yeah, the fucking stupidity of Alberta.
No, I continue to like the city I live in. But boy, yeah, this province is kind of a burning pile of poo.
Yeah, it sucks. It's bad. It's bad here right now. I mean, it's bad everywhere right now, but like we are really working for it here. We are like, no, you think you know bad? It's gonna be worse. We're number one.
Yeah, and like if you couldn't see that coming, then you're a fool. Yes. Given this province's track record.
Yes, it's hard to remember, but half of all people are dumber than average.
Were you at like a rally?
Yeah, it was a couple hundred people.
He was leading the rally.
Protesting. I was. Yeah.
Heading the charge, yeah.
What do we want? Free cheeks! When do we want them? Man.
That would have been time to rock the anime mask, Brando.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, no kidding.
Big time.
Yeah, they really don't, no matter what's on that mask, be it weird anime shit or just standard navy blue, they are not a fan of me and my mask when I show up.
It's exhausting. Wow. It's fucking exhausting. And I know most of the world has been living with this for a long time now, but like, just tired, you know? Just tired. It's a battle.
Numbers never been higher.
Vaccine over the horizon.
Yeah. And then we're gonna have to fight the anti-vax battle of like, there's just too many stupid people.
Yeah. There's a lot of stupid people.
Yeah. Video games, gang. In happier news, Anybody been playing any video games? This might be a bit of a short cast here. Only 3 of us. Cyberpunk, consuming everything. This will be the last podcast, I guess, before Cyberpunk is out.
That's crazy.
Shit.
Announced
it's like so close
in 2012. Here we
It's
are,
wild to make
8 years
Yeah.
later.
video
Better
game
be good.
apparently.
Yeah, I wonder. The multiplayer mode isn't supposed to be out. I was reading a little bit about the multiplayer mode for out next year. Pardon me. They're not really saying what it is, other than like it seems like it's going to be like a GTA Online. Like it seems like it's going to be the open world, but you're kind of they're like it's not a mode. It's like a separate product almost. Think of it as its own thing, which totally to me reads like a Red Dead Online or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
I
going to
didn't even
say
know
it
that they
seems
were
like
doing
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be coming next year. They say.
As long as they work out the bugs and it's not like as terrible as GTA Online or Red Dead Online, and they're taking the time to make it proper, that would be fine by me.
Yeah, as long as there's, well, again, I don't really know what the loop of Cyberpunk is yet, but as long as there's stuff to do, unlike Red Dead, as long as it's not this big open world with nothing in it, like,
Yeah.
all right, go do your 6-person horse race if you want.
Yeah. I think even did vanilla GTA 5 have a raid to do? I thought they did when they came out with the multiplayer online.
A raid, a heist.
Yeah.
A heist, I
Heist,
think.
that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, because they
Too
had
much
heists
Destiny,
in the...
sorry guys.
Yeah. Heists in the main game, and then I think they were... I'm trying to... Because the online did not launch day and date. It came later, I think. And that was so
don't
long
recall.
ago. How long?
It was.
GTA 5, I think that was 2013, wasn't it? Yeah, September
Yep.
2013. My goodness, I was in
It's
Grand Prairie.
on an Xbox 360.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. It like straddled generations. It came out in September, and then the new consoles came out in November.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wild.
What a
And
game.
now it's on another generation.
Yeah. By this time next week, we will have played some Cyberpunk, presumably. I guess I'm ready.
Exciting
Yeah, I'm
times.
excited.
I guess I'm ready
There's
for a big
nothing-
open world game.
There's nothing like my schedule's kind of clear. I'm not.
Oh.
There's nothing
Oh,
going on that I
sir.
really want to play right now.
You only have one boss in Demon's Souls now. You have the most going on. The
That,
game is
like,
afoot.
I'm going to try and
Such a good
finish
game.
that by the time the PlayStation 6 comes out, and that's my only commitment to that game.
You said you started playing. You fired the starter gun. So I started playing a bunch
Yep.
today. And,
Yeah, I beat the first boss without too much difficulty, which was good. Because Bloodborne, that's where I got stuck, was on that first boss, and I was like, I don't like this anymore.
yeah.
This guy's mean, and they're supposedly only going to get meaner.
It's an easy first boss in Demon's Souls. Easy first like 2 bosses, I'd say.
Yeah. I haven't played. Well, I was kind of mucking around doing like the first little area of all of the different worlds that you can kind of warp into.
Mhm.
Just kind of seeing what I was feeling and what I wasn't. I apparently have no weapons that do any damage to skeletons.
Fists.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
gotta
beat
use
the
the
shit out of them
fists.
with my fist. I got my little magic shooter too that seems to do something. But yeah, it seems like a neat game. I like that it's all kind of divided up into chunks in a way that I can beat a boss and be like, fuck, I might not play this game for a week and a half now, and I'll see you when I come back.
Yeah. It's a risky move, because then the muscle memory of like, I mean, I don't really parry in Demon's Souls, but assuming you're someone who parries, maybe like, oh damn, my parry timing is
No,
fucked up
I
now.
don't think I've had a
Lose a bit of the
successful parry
rust.
since I started playing that
Yeah.
game.
You don't have to parry at all. I played the entire Dark Souls 1, 2, 3 without parrying literally a single fucking time. You never need to parry in any of those games.
Yeah.
No.
And it
Yeah,
seems
that's
like
true.
sometimes if you just put your shield up at the last minute, they fucking ricochet off that thing, and then it opens them up okay. But it's not a parry; it's a different button than parry.
Yeah, well, the
Just putting
parry,
shield up.
the parry is like you get a special attack after. It like locks you
Right.
in, and you get like the just like that
Yeah.
the backstab.
Never
in
hit that in
Bloodborne.
my life.
Backstabs are really strong in Demon's Souls. Backstabbing is going to be your
Yeah.
best friend. You can like
Yeah, I usually
you
strafe
can-
around them until they do a move, and then you backstab them.
Yeah, and if you're really on your
Really
shit,
innovative combat.
I mean, Demon's Souls is like the first one. It is the most just backstab these fools. But if you
Mm-hmm.
if you backstab them, they always get up. I think facing towards you, maybe? Like if you stab them in the back, they'll get up so they're facing where you were. So if you just run around behind them, when they stand up, they once again have their back to you, and you just boop, get them again. And they stand up, and they have their back to you, and you boop, get them again. You can one-on-one any fucking enemy in the game if you just get them locked in the backstab.
The good old chain backstabs are real there.
Yeah. I got through the first world. Well, I got through. So I've played up to Tower Knight is the second boss, which I think is 1-2. Is that technically 1-2? I don't even know how it's broken up. But I played through that, which is as far as I've gone through Demon Souls, and now am in completely uncharted territory. I saw again. I guess I saw 2-1. I guess I only saw 2-1 because I don't think I found a second Archstone. Not really sure how it's broken.
Do they all end with a boss? I thought they all ended with a boss. But
yes.
Maybe I was
well, sort of. Like Oh no, I guess I did see 2-2 because I did fight a boss. Yeah, I'm still a little confused on what is a demon and what is an archdemon. Where
That's the one I know the least about.
Yeah.
But I think there's a sub boss and then a main boss in each Archstone world.
Yeah, that might be right, or at least the sub boss and main bosses.
Yeah.
But yes, in 2-2 now, which I've never seen before, is this like gorgeous like you start kind of on this sort of like canyon, almost fortress, and you kind of work your way down to these mines. They're all full of lava. It looks incredible, man. The lighting and the smoke and stuff down there is constantly I turn a corner and it's like, wow, what a gorgeous game.
Yeah, they did such a good job on the particle effects. Everything looks good in it.
My character looks like Jon Snow. And that was just kind of a random preset thing.
My character looks like Shrek, but is a lady. Because I always play ladies in these Souls games.
Fiona?
With a sweet bowl cut.
No, not Fiona. No, Fiona is like that's a lady. That's a lady ogre. No, right. I'm talking Shrek.
Shrek lady.
But what if Shrek identified as a lady?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's exhausting in a lot of the ways that this pandemic feels sometimes. The old Demon Souls today, where even like some of the runs back, I was just like, oh, I don't want to.
Painful.
This is
it's a game where I actually, as much as I don't think getting high helps me play that game at all, getting high helps me with the not giving a fuck if I'm wasting my entire night.
Yeah.
So I usually get a little bit high, and then at least then when I die for the third time in the same spot, I'm like, that's fine. Let's just get there again. Which Bloodborne, very much the problem with Bloodborne was I'd die for the third time in the same spot and be like, I'd like to go do something where I get to experience something different that isn't just this same run of 18 enemies over and over again.
Yeah. The runs.
And again, you're not waiting 5 minutes for the load screens.
Yeah, that helps too.
The runs in Demon Souls are the longest. They like the design philosophy changed when Dark Souls came in, where they had checkpoints along the way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting where like you can see it in the level design where there are these like really tall, vertical, intricate levels that you open up a few shortcuts and then can traverse the entire thing. I think it's really interesting. I'm really enjoying it. It's interesting to have played through the Dark Souls games and then kind of go back to this one, even though it's super high fidelity and everything. You can definitely see the roots. A lot of the shit in Dark Souls is just straight up out of Demon Souls in a way that really surprised me. Like that big hat thing. Remember we in our Dark Souls playthrough we talked about there's a big hat thing and like it's probably a demon under there as the parasite king is because all this you gotta like read through the codex and the look at the shells and make sure the planets are aligned and read the entrails. And that hat
corrupted
is just
monk wraps, yeah.
Yeah, that hat is just in Demon Souls. That hat is just just like called like monk wraps, and it's just that hat.
Yeah.
This is very much a me problem, but I don't. And I know it's a me problem because a lot of people disagree. But I don't give a fuck about anything happening in that story.
No,
like it was like 2 sentences into that intro video. I'm like, all right, let's get this thing going.
The king. What happened? The king went away and then came back, and there were demons. And I think that's kind of all I know right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the stories are super vague.
Yeah. The Dark Souls story, by the end of 3, you can more or less piece together a mostly full world with characters and at least very loose arcs for some of them. Oh, that's another thing too. Like some of the characters, like Patches is in Demon Souls, and he's just Patches, and he's the same voice, and he's like, "Oh, it's me, Pat." I'm like, "You," and he does the same thing, motherfucker.
Yeah,
yeah, it's cool. Demon Souls is very cool.
That dragon lit me up, scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
on the bridge there. Yeah,
have you gotten?
I was pretty mad. I was pretty mad because he killed me, but before he killed me, it was pretty dope seeing him come crashing down over the horizon there.
Was that
and then I ran the other way, and he killed me, and I was pissed.
That was your first time seeing that bridge?
I had heard. No, it was my first time seeing it for sure, but I had heard. Like I knew that the dragon on the bridge was kind of the first big like moment in Demon Souls, but I didn't know where or when it was. It wasn't like they don't tease it too much. You just come fucking flying down the thing, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna kill me. Yeah. It's so far to get back here.
If you're paying like super close attention, all the corpses, there's like a bunch of burned corpses and stuff up the road, up the bridge. You're like, whoa, hang on. How did all these corpses get burned up?
It's just faulty firebombs.
Could have been. That's the storytelling of Demon Souls is like, my cat is playing in the goddamn litter box again. I'm sorry. She's been having behavioral issues these last 2 days.
She's a teenager.
Hey.
Causing a ruckus now.
She's been so well behaved in the last 2 days. Speaking of causing a ruckus, last 2 days she's been like jumping on the counters, and I don't know what she's doing in that litter box, but
probably pooping.
No, she's just digging in there. She's just
scratching around,
digging in there nonstop, and it's freaking me out. This brand new behavior from her, which is weird.
Adjustments.
Oh, so she's still in there.
Laptop in.
Demon Souls. What else? I'm gonna get through my games here. I'm distracted tonight. I finished Miles. I finished the story of Miles. I got to clean up some of the trophies.
Oh, me too.
Heck of a game. Oh my goodness. Do I ever like easy platinum?
You got to play it twice.
Really?
Yeah, one of the trophies is New Game Plus.
Maybe I won't.
For Miles Morales?
Yeah.
Maybe I won't.
Yeah, it's not like it's not. It's you know what? It's I will tell you straight up. It is not nearly as long as it seems in your head when you just barrel through it.
Yeah. It's not a long game at all.
No, especially if you're not you will cruise through the combat because you're even stronger on that second playthrough. I was gonna not do it too, and then I was like, well, I'll play the first couple missions, and then I'm like, what am I, like a third through the game now? Let's just wrap this up.
Yeah. I think it's incredible. I really like the small. It's like the perfect length for me. It was cheaper, which is cool. I cannot say enough good stuff about it. I like it more than the first game even. It is like just a perfect little slice in. And I felt like the amount of time I put in, perfect. Got the Spider-Man I need. The way I'm trying to avoid saying anything spoilery here. I'm just sort of checking myself. The story is like much narrower in scope. One of the issues I think I had with the first Spider-Man was you were just sort of waiting for so many things to happen, right? Because you have so much like knowledge about the universe. You're like, oh, you're waiting for Doc Ock to go bad, and you're waiting for Scorpion and Rhino and Vulture, and like they introduced 10 villains right out of the gate.
Norman Osborn's milling about. What's he doing?
And there's just so many things where you're just kind of waiting for all these shoes to drop. But Miles Morales, there's like maybe one of those that I picked up on anyways. I'm not super into the comics or anything. But they address like known character. They address pretty early, which is interesting.
Even like comics aside, the big touchstone lately has been the Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And if you've seen Into the Spider-Verse, you will have a knowledge of some of the characters in that game and kind of their arc already in the way that you know the traditional Uncle Ben story. There are just some things that if you've seen Into the Spider-Verse, you'll know the beats that are kind of coming your way.
Yeah, and they do a really good job of, I think if you know those beats, it plays super, super well. They just kind of get in and out, and they don't linger too long on the equivalent of with great power comes great responsibility, which I really appreciate. They just kind of in out, assume you know, and away you go.
The big event for Miles has already happened. It happens in the the Spider-Man PlayStation 4 game.
Yeah.
So you're already past that. He's much like the Spider-Man PS4 game. He's not well into his career in the same way, but he's kind of like he's Spider-Man already. You don't have to go through the whole like, oh, webs came out of my hands moment.
Yeah, the moment the character Uncle Aaron is who I'm kind of thinking of specifically. Where like if you watch the movies or read the comics, you're like, oh, I know some shit about Uncle Aaron, and the game again doesn't assume you know it, but if you do, it's just like it gets through it in a way that I really appreciated, where it wasn't this hanging thing of like, oh, what about Uncle Aaron? I really like it. I think the new powers are dope. I think the what was the web finisher thing called? Do you remember web like from Spider-Man?
Yeah, the big overpowered jump up 360 web everyone move. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, the new version of that I think is super fun. Like all those Venom powers I think are just so they're just so like explosive. Like when you Venom punch a dude, he's going through like it seems like he's going through like the 2 buildings.
It's like they feel legitimately overpowered, but you get them at certain points in your combo, so it's kind of like you're just building up to that, and then the moment you get it, it's like now fucking get out of my way, bitches.
Yeah, time to unleash hell.
Yeah.
It looks good. That game looks really good too.
When I was doing the second playthrough and you have all your abilities already, I didn't once use a single ability that wasn't that like full meter one. I just fight until that meter was full, and then pop the super, and everyone's dead.
It does look incredible, Kyle. Cut throughout this entire fucking game, it's still maybe it's just the new gen, but it was constantly just like, wow, does this look good?
The costumes are cool too. I like how they change up the play styles of the game too.
Yeah, I took a look at that Spider-Verse costume, and like you say, Riddle at 60 frames, it is like hard to because you're skipping 2/3 of the animation. So like hopping over a fence, where it's like leg in the air, and then he's just on the other side of the fence.
Yeah, it's unbelievable when you're swinging and flipping and shit, and then as soon as you try and do anything on the ground near a fence or a box or something, you're like, oh god, this just seems like it's not working anymore.
Yeah, weirdly enough, it looks better at 30 than it does at 60, which that maybe makes sense. Less
you're not,
difference.
There's not as many missing frames,
Yeah, Miles Morales, super dope. Cannot get enough of it.
Hell of a boss fight, too. Won't obviously get into the specifics of the final boss, but the fight itself is one of my final boss fights I've had in a very long time in terms of just how it felt and the way that it was. I remember actively and I love that first Spider-Man game. I remember actively disliking the final boss fight in that, where it was just like, oh, you just keep rolling out of the way of Doc Ock's arms over and over again, and it's the same animation every time you do it.
You had to
this was a very like flowing in and out of like the regular combat that you use throughout the whole game, but then getting little set pieces where it's still letting you be in control, and you're like, oh, I got to do a big dodge here, or I got to use my little web slingshot here, and just kind of flowed seamlessly in and out of it. It was really good.
Yeah, that final boss fight is real dope. And there's a thing going on where maybe I was just looking out, but like the Venom powers have kind of specific animations to them, and every single time I used one in that final fight, it seemed to be in the cutscene in a way that like I Venom punch the enemy and they go flying through a pillar or whatever, like they would in normal combat, but them flying through the pillars in a cutscene, because then the next scene is, crazy shit is going on.
I think for me, as someone who's played it twice, I think there is a lot of luck there, but it's like there's a moment where the next blow you land is going to send them flying through the pillar, and because the Venom punches are so much stronger, you just have a much higher odds of that being the last blow. Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. But as it was like, I wondered if they were, kind of fudging it behind the scenes a little bit. Like, this is amazing. This looks so incredible.
Like a different scene depending on the Venom power you use.
Totally. And to that, I also wonder. I think they are, because I've heard. I wonder if there are at least two different versions of most of the line reads, because I've heard out of breath Miles when he's swinging, and I've also heard him like sneaky Miles when you're stealthing. Even like just in the open world though, like I'm doing a stealth whatever crime, I gotta get 3 stealth takedowns, and I completely lost my train of thought as my brain shut down. But what was I just saying? It's like I just had
I remember you talking about those line reads and how you think they had different reads for different situations in the game.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the exact stealth one I heard. It was a case where like it was like both reads close enough together that I'm like, am I like flipping between these two? That seems like an enormous undertaking to. I guess there's not that many lines in the game, but they can't have recorded like 3 versions of every track, right? And standing, swinging, and
there's probably like certain situations where you could conceivably be doing any of the 3, and maybe those ones they recorded different ones. But then there's probably ones where like if you're in a warehouse fighting people, they're like, well, they're never going to be swinging here.
Yeah, or we can assume he's kind of always out of breath, and even if the player's just standing there, they probably won't notice.
Yeah, it's tough work being. Look, it's no The Last of Us 2, 500 different things they're bringing into concept for their breath mechanics.
Yeah, it is.
A 7 on the scared meter, and she's 5 on the running meter.
Heart
and
rate is at 68 beats per minute.
Yeah, and you put them all together, and that makes this breath sound.
The attention to detail is incredible, absolutely incredible. Did you see the thing today where somebody went into the photo mode, and if you fly into the rockets in like really tiny text that you can probably only see at 4K, it says guaranteed to kill spiders on it.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Incredible attention to detail.
That's a nice Easter egg there.
Yeah,
did not. Yeah, they should get their money back because those rockets kind of suck.
Probably paid a lot for that driving too.
Closing thoughts on Miles Morales?
No, fantastic game. I'm like you in that. Like I'm not saying I want all open world games to be the length of Miles Morales, but I want more open world games to be the length of Miles Morales,
or maybe just less to be the length of every Ubisoft game.
Yeah, like there was something just so not overwhelming, comfortable about like seeing the map and seeing the percentages on each district go up and be like, well, this isn't bad. I haven't even paying attention. I'm already done that district. That's great.
Yeah,
in a way where sometimes you look at, especially for me who has a completionist sickness, sometimes you look at some of those Assassin's Creed maps or The Witcher or something like that, and you're just like, there's just no fucking way. There's just no fucking. I'll be in this starting town for 50 hours.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
I did it. I fucking did it.
Did you get the platinum?
And for Ghost, yeah. I went on a run where I got 4 platinums in a row on 4 games. I did Ghost of Tsushima, and then Astro's Playroom, and then Bug Snacks, and what the fuck am I missing in there? Oh, Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Now you gotta get Demon Souls. You can platinum every PS5 game.
That's right.
I don't know. So no, because I played the Pathless too, which we can talk about next, and I'm not going to get the platinum on that one. So the streak is over. Now I'm free. Yeah. I don't have to answer questions with the media anymore about how it feels and how nervous I am. It's just I'm just freewheeling now.
Let's talk about the Pathless. What's the Pathless?
The Pathless is a very simple, beautiful kind of journey-like game. It's like if you were playing Journey or a Journey-like, but you had a bow. It's like they gave you just a little more attack options. You cannot die. You just kind of get walloped a little bit. So it's still that like super easy difficulty, but it's
like
basically
there is combat, but there's no.
There is combat. There's penalty? Just no, like you. Yeah, you can. Well, I shouldn't say there's. Maybe you can die, and I just never did. I took some hits, and the screen was doing some effects where it was like, "Geez, you're getting the shit kicked out of you." But it just I played some of those boss fights pretty bad and never died. So I was like, I wonder if you can even die. Or if you're, hey, maybe if anyone's worse at that video game than me, email in and let me know if you died. The kind of it's an open world, and I use air quotes because it, I think it feels a lot more open than it actually is. It's kind of set up like Breath of the Wild, where in fact there's a lot of things you could say they took from Breath of the Wild, where it's 4 bosses. The world is all dark. There's a darkness, and we are trying to bring a lightness back to the world. And you do that by going to these 4 spirits that have been corrupted by darkness, and fighting them and freeing them. So then they're spirits of light and join your cause. And you do that by basically just going around this open world, kind of in a Shadows of the Colossus kind of way, where it kind of feels like you can go anywhere, and solving these little puzzles with your bow, which are basically like, oh, shoot arrows through torches to light other torches. And you have a little hawk companion, and you're like using the hawk companion to like move levers and raise hoops that you have to shoot arrows through. And it's kind of all puzzles based around your bow and this bird. None of them are too hard. The only time I got stuck in that game was when I was doing a puzzle that I actually couldn't do yet, not because I didn't have the right items, but because the puzzle would be like part of a boss fight where a boss would chase me to that area and I would have to do it. And I was like, oh, this seems super unfair that you let me dick around there for 2 hours not getting anything done. And then you kind of solve 3 puzzles, you light 3 towers, and then the 3 towers kind of lock one of the 4 mini bosses in place, and you have a little boss fight with them. And then when all that, you clear all 4, there's only 4 of them, then you have kind of an end game boss fight. And that's it. It's pretty simple. It only took me probably 7 hours to beat, and I spent some of that time diddling around trying to get trophies before I decided that I wasn't going to get all the trophies. It's okay. It's a little expensive, I think. It's $50.
What do you like? What do you do? Are you like climbing on these things like in Shadows of the Colossus? Are they?
No, it's a lot more like dodging their attacks and shooting weak spots with your bow. And the bow's like auto locking.
Oh, okay.
You're not aiming like a reticle. It's kind of like when it's your time, you're running. Sorry, I know we don't like to use other video games, but just because you'll know this one, the character in Risk of Rain, who has the bow, where you're just kind of hitting the button and the shots are hitting something.
Yep.
It's very like that. Like, you don't aim it, you just
see a
hold
lock-on thing, and it's like
right.
Like Panzer Dragoon used to have a lot of things like that.
And I actually enjoyed the boss fights. They were probably my favorite part of the game because they were all pretty unique. And like I said, none of them were overly challenging. Sometimes it would. The boss fights were kind of, like I said, I don't think you can die, but the bosses would, if they hit you and sent you flying across the ring, it kind of felt like it reset their attack pattern that ends in you being able to do your attack. So you kind of have to do the pattern right, and then you get to hit their weak spot.
Oh, I get you.
Throw your owl at them, so or your hawk.
Yeah.
It was okay. Like I said, I think it should have been $10 or $20 cheaper. It's $50 in Canada, so it's probably $40 in the States.
The price is going to go up soon. I got a story in news about that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We're only 5% here.
Fuck
but
your news. Yeah, that's kind of it for the Pathless. I think if you are into that kind of journey look, this is fun. Getting around is actually pretty fun. You run on foot, but there's just everywhere these little targets almost, or little crystals. And when you shoot the crystals, it gives you more stamina and kind of a speed boost right when the arrow connects with the crystal. So you can kind of like chain together, like just when you're trying to you'll see like a path of like, oh, there's like 15 of those targets in a row. You can kind of use those 15 to travel super fast to a different area because you're just jumping and shooting arrows and flying past it. And, it was pretty fun.
It seems neat. It looks, like you say, it looks a lot like Breath of the Wild meets Journey. There's a visually.
Yeah, it has an interesting art style for sure.
From the folks who made Abzu. That's that game about the fish.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
What else have you been playing here?
What else have I been playing?
Platinum Bug Snacks? What's the reporting on Bug Snacks?
Bug Snacks. I really enjoyed Bug Snacks.
Yeah?
I probably liked Bug Snacks more than I liked the Pathless. And not because I thought the playing of the video game was that fun, because it's pretty simple, and like even the most complicated Bug Snacks that you try. Have we talked about Bug Snacks? Do I need to talk about what it is?
No, I don't think you. I think I've talked about what it is.
Right.
You're catching little critters, and they're like, one of them likes ketchup, so you put ketchup on the ground, and the critter goes to the ketchup, and you catch it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a little like more open worldy Pokemon Snap kind of feel to it, like where you get access to these new biomes, and the first time you go there, you're like, oh shit, this is dope. Like I've spent a whole bunch of time trying to get all the bug snacks in this one area, and now I'm going to go into this new area, and there's just going to be like 15 new things I've never seen before, which is honestly usually like 5 new things and 10 things that are kind of reskinned from one you've already seen.
Yeah, that was.
But they're usually different catch methods and stuff.
You start to see the. I played maybe 2 or 3 hours, and you start to see the reskins real fast, in a way that I was kind of like, oh, this is all. There's a cattail in the shot.
This is cattail here.
This is all we got. We just got like.
That's right.
The 5 different snacks, and that's it.
Yeah, and there's like every biome, there's like stuff that you've never seen before, but there's also sprinkled in, some like, oh, you're just like the other, you're just a pink strawberry instead of a red strawberry.
I saw a white strawberry.
Yeah. The story. So the 2 things I really like about that game are the characters. I like the Grumpuses, specifically like
Wampus.
Wampus is fucking hilarious. Very few video game characters have made me laugh out loud multiple times in the way Wampus has. Chandlo, I think his name is.
Oh, I didn't even meet
He's really
Chandlo.
dope. He's kind of like a short, jacked meathead kind of type, but with a heart of gold.
Oh, good man.
And then Beffica, who is like the rumor spreader. Calls you bestie, wants you to get dirt on everyone else so she can write it in her journal, and wants to be the queen of gossip, who is like the kind of character that I'm like, I hate you in real life, but boy, is it hilarious being like one of the cool kids with you, being like you're Miss Popular, and you're like, no, you're my bestie, and we're going to figure out what the fuck Chandlo does at midnight so we can fucking laugh about it. I felt
sounds like the TMZ of bug snacks.
She very much is. And yeah, I had like basically how the game works is you go to these different biomes. Kind of in each biome, you find a Grumpus, who is the species of the monsters who live there that aren't the bug snacks. They're the people who eat the bug snacks. And as you bring more of them in, go ahead.
They have a god too. Grump maybe somebody. I know they say the name of their god. They're like, praise Grump or whatever I know they say Grump,
it. Yeah. It could be. It does not factor into the story at all. Just in case you were hanging your hat on that, panning
the
out
secular Grumpists against the Protestants.
The uprising.
And then as you get more of the Grumps back to main camp, after you kind of go rescue them, or more convince them to come back than rescue them, they're not in any real danger.
Snacksburg. Thank you.
Snacksburg. Yeah, come back to the town of Snacksburg. Then like after you get 4, you guys kind of have a little party, and it progresses the overarching story, and then you find 8, and then there's another big beat, and then you find all 12 or 13 or however many there are, and that kind of leads to the end game, and you get the traditional. This is it. You got to go find some more bug snacks if you want to find some more bug snacks. If you don't, you're done. So.
Does it end well?
I love those characters. Yes, that's what the next thing I was going to talk about. The ending is the strength.
Okay.
Of that game, it takes a turn in terms of kind of its thematic. I don't want to get too spoilery. The tone of the game changes quite harshly, in a way where I was not fully prepared. I was a little bit prepared because rumor around the mill had been that something goes down.
Mm-hmm.
But it does get a little bit dicey at the end. It's not too bad. It's not like there's like you walk into a room and all the Grumpus's limbs are everywhere or anything like that. But there is like, oh shit, this island maybe not what I thought it was.
Maybe Soylent Green, Soylent Grump.
Yeah, that's right.
Praise Grump.
Mm-hmm. It's a real Hannibal Lecter turnip.
Yeah, I might finish it. I found it to be a little boring, but if it's
boring,
yeah, if it's short enough, I might
just my initial by that review.
A little boring. I wasn't enjoying catching the bug snacks, so I played a few hours and I'm like, I think I'm okay. This is
it. The goal of that game to catch the bug snacks is significantly less interesting than the hanging out and having conversations with the Grumpuses.
Yeah.
Because that game is this on the shoulders of the charm and hilarity of the Grumpus interactions.
Also, that first one you meet sounds like Peter Parker. What's up with that?
The blue one, right?
Yeah, what's his name? He's the
You know what I'm
mayor.
talking about?
The mayor.
Yeah.
Weenie hands. He did the weenie hands thing in the trailer.
Yeah, there's a great moment. I don't know if this is a spoiler. How much can you really spoil of Bug Snacks? It's not really. It's an item that you get that kind of changes gameplay. But you are able to feed people the Bug Snacks, and then their limbs turn into Bug Snacks, which
at
is
random
which is
at
the
first.
At random at first, and then you get an item that lets you target them, and then you get an item that basically lets you, like, after you've transformed a limb, then you can change that limb to any food that you've fed that Bug Snacks or that Grumpus in the past. So that's kind of when it opens up the ability to be like, I just want you to be all wieners, all fucking wieners, and you're going to be all ice cream.
Incredible.
You know what? Yeah. It really gives you that, like, mix and match ability to get the cosmetic side of it down in your city. Because I got to the point where everyone looked like an absolute fucking, like, the screen painting, or like you couldn't even tell. You're like, are you Chandlo? You're short, but you're not the color you used to be, and your muscles have been replaced by, like, little curly fries, and I can't tell which one of Grumpus is. So then you get to the point where you're just like, okay, Chandlo, you're going to be all fucking burger parts, and you are going to be all ice cream. And now I'm going to be able to remember which Grumpus is which Grumpus.
Turn them all into ice cream and let them melt.
That's right.
Bug
pro tip.
Snacks.
Pro tip, if you're going for the trophies, there's one guy who won't eat Bug Snacks, but you can feed them to him when he's sleepwalking.
Oh, shit. That is a pro tip. That's also really fucked up.
Yeah, it is fucked up.
Like, really fucked up.
Like, it's because it's more even than I would say a vegan or something that just kind of has a moral opposition to it. He has he loves these Bug Snacks. He treats them like pets. So you're basically, yeah. So you're just like, well, I have a trophy to change all of you into food people. So you're gonna have to eat the thing while you're sleeping.
Bug Snacks. Talk about Bug Snacks. I remember seeing
Looks
the trailer.
Looks like it could run on the Wii.
It doesn't run great on the PS5.
Yeah, and there's legitimate, like, it's only like 5 seconds, but there are loading times.
There are 1,000% load times where it feels like there shouldn't be.
It's one of those, like, I don't know, like, development is hard, and who knew the backstory on if they thought this was going to be a PS4 game or a 5 game or what, but there's just something about playing Miles Morales and watching no load times on a great 60 frames per second video game, and then flipping to that and being like, you guys can't get this thing going without load times?
It doesn't.
It looks like this entire world that could take place in the phone booth of Miles Morales.
And it doesn't even, like, I don't even know if that 60 feels like a lock 60 to me. It felt like it did not run well. As I was like, what are we fucking doing here, PS5?
Yeah, it was, and it doesn't look like, even the way it's running, it doesn't look fantastic. Like, it looks like, I think they got the art style they were going for, but it was like, this is not intensive in any way.
Doesn't seem technically very demanding.
No.
Oh.
Maybe it's all they're all kind of fuzzy. That's what I wonder. Maybe it's all like the fuzz and the fur. I wonder if.
Well, when I was trying to think when I was playing, I was like, just trying to think about the game mechanics, and it's like, is there something really impressive underlying that they're doing with, like, the AI patterns of the Bug Snacks that might take a lot of resources? But
track the heartbeats on every one of these Bug Snacks.
Right.
Yeah, and they're like, but it's not. It's just like they just, like, spawn them in the same spot every time you come in, and they do their circle. And if you catch one of them, then when you come back in a little while, they're doing their circle again. There's nothing like, the world is not changing because you got the burger dude. Then it's not like, well, now this guy does this pattern instead. Nothing changes. So I'm not really sure why you couldn't get rid of those load times. But
yeah, you're probably exactly right. Where it'll come out on other platforms after the exclusivity window ends.
Yeah, but it is free.
Seems like that'd be fun to play on VR.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. Squirting ketchup
wouldn't make you sick like a real world would.
Yeah.
I guess that brings us around to Destiny 2.
Fuck, people still playing that game?
Not very much, actually.
I haven't played a bunch either.
Yeah, I've made a few. I haven't even done a full day of dailies yet this week. I don't think I'm pretty much until where it's time to raid or more content comes out. I think I'm pretty much at Destiny capacity.
You're there.
Yeah, not that there's nothing to do. There is an infinite amount of things to do. I just why?
No, that's the hard. So I wanted to tell this story because this is Destiny in a nutshell. But it was also the part that I kind of stared down the barrel of the gun, and I'm like, this is when I have to decide how much of my life I want to give to this game. But it was when, like, if you haven't played Destiny, once you get to the kind of soft cap, you get a bunch of weekly challenges to do. And those weekly challenges are how you kind of chip away and get higher and higher and higher. And I was always like, Destiny's great because I have like a little checklist that I do every week. I get my checklist taken care of, and then I can just put that game away, and I can play other games for like 4 days until it's time to do the list again. And then we got high enough late level that we did the legendary Nightfall, which gets you like great resources. Like we were like grinding to get one prism, and I remember watching one enhancement prism come my way on the battle pass and being like, man, I don't get this till fucking level 80. And then all of a sudden we're doing these Nightfall strikes and we're getting like 3 prisms in one run. So it like changed the game in terms of resources, but it was like this moment of, we can do this as many times as we want.
We'll always need these fucking prisms.
Right. There is no, I'm done with Destiny this week. I truly can't do anything more. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Now it's just like, yeah, but we should be running this thing over and over again. And I'm like, this is it. This is the moment. This is the crossroads with the signs when I have to decide what kind of Destiny player I'm going to be. And I don't know if it's the kind of player that runs the Nightfall over and over again.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think I'm ready to be that player either. I'd like to see that raid.
It's fun. The Nightfall is fun. But then once you've done it like 3 times and everyone kind of gets on and you're hanging out and it's like, go do the Nightfall again, because it is logically the only thing worth doing at that point.
Yeah.
But my head is like, I don't really want to do the Nightfall again.
It's just grinding.
Yeah.
And like, why? The existential why in Destiny more than any other game for some reason in Destiny hits me so bad, because the raid is so like the raid is easy to do before you are, quote, done Destiny. Like we could go see the raid and probably do it fine. We're all at like 1260 now, and I bet we would be able to get through it in a few weeks tops. And then what?
Yeah.
That's it. You've done every single piece of Destiny content. Like
then you run the raid over and over again and get that gear, the pinnacle gear, to get you up to the next.
Why?
10.
Why? Just to wait for the next season
there is
to hope.
No why? Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
The why in Destiny just gets me so bad, more than any other game I've ever played.
Yeah. Because you're right. Why is a question we ask ourselves playing any video game. Even when I'm catching those bungers in Bug Snacks, I'm just like, to what end?
Not sure you
to what
can
end?
say bunger on Twitch. That seems pretty.
So it's a dung beetle that's also a burger. So it's a bunger.
Oh, dung beetle. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of the great shit in that game. Great shit. Anyway.
Destiny sucks. No, it's fine. It's actually very good, but
yeah, it's addicting. Like there's a part of you, like no matter what I'm playing, there's a part of me that's like, I'm gonna go play some Destiny, get some fucking prisms, get the boys together. But then there's also a part of me where I'm playing, and the boys are together, where I'm like, I go fucking catch some Bug Snacks, be way better than this.
Yeah, that's actually where it's gotten to me. Where it has gotten to for me now is like, we're playing Destiny, and I'm looking for other things to do. Of like, I think I'm gonna go like watch Hell's Kitchen. Let me tell you about Hell's Kitchen, gentlemen. Ooh, the real game of the fucking year. Hell's Kitchen on Amazon Prime. I'm on season 5. I've watched over 60 episodes in the last like 3 weeks.
It's crushing it.
What a fucking show. Oh my goodness.
We made this joke about Destiny like a week into the new expansion coming out, where it's like Destiny is a game that I always want to be playing when I'm not, and never want to be playing when I am.
Yeah.
And it just gets more true and true every time I play it.
Big mood. Kyle, how's your Destiny 2 experience been? You're playing on PC
great.
by yourself. Well, not with us, I guess. I don't know if you're playing by yourself. But.
No, I have been soloing the whole game, the whole expansion so far.
Yeah. What
That's
is it?
been thrilling.
What are you looking for from what's your destiny? Are you like trying to get all the exotics? Do you want to see the raid?
I like trying new builds. There's lots of builds you can actually try in Destiny, and I like finding game-breaking ones if I can.
yeah. I found a cool pair of gloves as a Titan that lets me and my allies shoot through my shield, the barrier thing that I can make every 11 seconds. It lasts for 10, and I can make it every 11 seconds. So now
I play.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's exciting. No, I play a hunter, and like I'm trying to do a build right now where you're trying to stack your super energy on grenade kills or grenade, just using your grenade in general, and you can literally just watch your super meter charge up while you're chucking your grenades, and then you get 2 supers right off the bat, real easy. But honestly, supers are trivial now that they've introduced that new exotic sword, the Lament. That is just insane.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, it's a sword. You got to get right up on them. Like the cryo super still murders you. You still get frozen in place in your toast.
When you're using the block, though, you're activating the Banshee's Wail on it. You're getting health back from your damage.
Only damage you deal. You still have to be in there attacking. But like always, if they have range, you just get decimated.
Yeah.
It's so
or if
good
they're over one of those pits of whatever, that electricity stuff, that's always a nightmare too when you're trying to use that.
Yeah, in PvE, it's incredible. It hits for I've had hits like up to 250,000 in a single shot. Where you fucking stack that Banshee's Wail up to, I think it might only go to 9. Stack it up to 9 and then unleash hell. And like apparently people were bringing 6 of them into raids and like killing raid bosses in like half a phase in a way that
it happens to me in Gambit all the time. You can tell when you got a group of players and they all have the Lament, and as soon as they trigger that prime to come in the match, it's just deleted. And you're like, okay, well, I know what happened there.
We should be doing that. Oh, I'm trying so hard to convince Warren to use it. Warren uses a different sword that has range and he really likes. But he has the Lament. I'm trying to convince him to use the Lament because it's like,
so good.
It is far and away. They have to nerf it.
That's the expansion exotic, right?
Yeah, that's the one that came like last week or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. It's really easy to get to. It doesn't take like an hour tops.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's so fucking good.
Huge damage.
Yeah. Like one of the best PvE exotics, hands down. The only thing it's a sword. So like some bosses fly and it's not super useful.
Yeah.
It's fucked, yeah.
But yeah.
I got my bad Juju, which was a exotic I was rolling with in Destiny 1.
Oh shit.
That was bad. It was the exotic I had, and everyone's like, "This is a bad exotic," and I was like, "Fuck you guys! I got the bad Juju's."
The bad Juju exotic.
That's right. And then it went away, and then they brought it back for Destiny 2 eventually, and I just got it like a week ago, and they've made it much better as they do with guns that suck in prior games, but. And it's like precision hits, stack damage, and put bullets back in your gun or in your magazine. So
it's the best. Those are always the best. The refill the magazine.
I know. It's so good. And if I'm hitting my shots, it just feels like, especially playing like a Gambit or something, it's just like, I'm just never going to have to reload this gun. I'm just going to run around, never reload the gun.
That's what's fantastic about that No Time to Explain, that new exotic you get right off the bat. That pulse rifle, the shots just immediately reload the chamber.
Bought the super edition. No, only if you pre-ordered.
No, I got it.
It's something you had to pay for it because I don't have it. I got the.
I don't think I have it either.
If you got it through Game Pass, you don't have access to it until the end of the season. Until the end of this season, it'll open up for everybody. I think it was either pre-order or like a special edition.
Like I just bought it on PC and they were like, "Here, have this exotic." I'm like, "All right, sweet."
Did you buy the let's see, like collector's edition or something?
I don't remember.
For $199?
No, I didn't pay for that.
No, it didn't.
Paid like
it didn't come with
$60.
the digital. The digital deluxe edition has the Stranger's Weapon pack.
Okay.
Collector's edition comes with. Where do I find all this shit? A bag, a canteen, like real life bag and canteen, mysterious
Oh, no.
logbook, exclusive collector's edition emblems, plus other discoveries from Europa. It says, whatever that
There's
means.
Snow. A bag of snow.
Yeah. Die-cast Splinter of Darkness replica. That's actually pretty cool. Lights up. Weird. What a weird... If you would have told me that, I'd be looking at Destiny 2, like, desktop knickknacks and go, oh, $60 for this little fucking pyramid. Oh, here in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a super good pulse rifle, too. That's a really good season exotic.
Yeah.
If I'm not slotting Lament, I'm having that one as my main. Also, the Monte Carlo got a really good buff too because the season pass introduced like melee attacks, like decent melee attacks. The Hunter gets like a nice like throwing star. You can throw 2 of them real quick, and the Monte Carlo, anytime you're doing damage with it, it's an auto rifle. It just recharges your melee ability.
Oh shit! So you just
Fucking
throw, shoot, throw, shoot, throw, shoot, throw, shoot.
Exactly.
That's kinda neat.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, I have one last thing for games here. There's a new city builder on Steam called Per Aspera. Is it Per Aspera? I always say Ad Astra. Or, yeah, it is Per Aspera. Okay.
It's not a good movie.
Not featuring Brad Pitt.
I don't even know what Ad
Man,
Astra is.
I'm a sucker for space movies. That's not a good space movie.
I haven't watched it yet, so that's good to know.
Too.
I don't even know what Ad Astra. 2019. Oh yeah, I remember seeing ads for this.
Yeah.
It is a city builder on Mars. You're terraforming Mars. They pitch as a planet builder, so you are doing kind of
Musk simulator.
Yeah, kind of. You're gonna I haven't got to the point yet, but the screen shots on the Steam page very much make it seem like the part of the game I'm in right now. I need to provide oxygen and power and water, and colonists have to stay inside because they're on Mars. But it very much seems like I'm already in the steps of it where I am melting the polar ice caps on Mars to. I'm trying to remember. We're adding to. I don't know. I have certain goals where increase the atmospheric density because that's going to make the greenhouse effects start to something. But they very much. It seems like we're going to get to a point where we will recreate the atmosphere for Mars, and then I won't have colonists can go outside, for example, or the temperature will become livable, and we won't have to provide heat for them. And it very much seems like you are going to be terraforming Mars. It also it has a lot of automation. It auto builds roads and things. Your workers kind of all handle everything automatically. It's very much meant for you to, it seems, make this big sprawling crazy web that's going to just literally cover the entire planet, which you can kind of zoom all the way out and see the whole planet. And also it's voiced by Troy Baker, which is really weird. It seems like there is it hasn't gotten interesting yet, but I can see it getting interesting story in where you are this AI. You are the AI running the Mars colony, and you have to get it set up for colonists. And Troy Baker plays I don't know if he's your programmer or what. He's the doctor running the organization or the mission or whatever. But your robot is constantly self-analyzing and how do I know I exist? Well, because I'm here changing the surface of Mars, but meteors can change the surface of Mars.
Shut that shit down.
Do they have
shut
sentience?
that bot
Yeah, in a way that I am the bot, and there's some of the things have even been a maintenance droid died. And then it gives you 2 choices, and you can choose that makes me sad, or that makes me angry, and angry.
Oh no!
It totally seems and I've seen combat too in the Steam trailers, so it totally seems maybe we. Yeah, the pacing is slow too. Where I played for 4 or 5 hours and didn't really start the terraforming process yet, but I can see this really long get Mars terraformed stage of the game. Just when you think we did it, we terraformed Mars, we're gonna wrap up, and then the game is no. Now we're gonna take the shackles off this AI. Yeah, let's fucking.
Now we're gonna send the humans and try and take over this Mars colony that this AI built.
Something will happen where it's just we have to go kill John Connor, or something that will activate from the future. And yeah, I think it might.
Terminator game.
You don't bring Troy Baker
Yeah.
on unless you got some big fucking story swings, and you don't bring Troy Baker on and pay all that money for him to just be like, hey, left click with the mouse, you can click and drag buildings to da 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 da. It seems
Pandemic times, maybe he needs cash.
You're telling me if I go on Troy Baker's IMDb, he's not other voices in 100 games?
Yeah, he is, but like, it stands out in a weird way. The all-star voice cast for this like city builder game on Steam makes me think that they are
going on there.
Yeah, I really want to see how it shapes up. It's cool.
Looks interesting too.
Yeah, the city builder aspect of it is really interesting, like the automation and it's very unique. Per Aspera, I think it's $30, 30 or $40.
It was on sale. I think it's back up full price now.
Yeah, I think it just was like 10% off or something because it just came out on the 3rd, I think. Any other games here anyone wants to bring up? Part 1?
I don't think so, unless there's one written down there I didn't talk about.
No, I don't know. I'm just checking.
Just been consumed by Destiny and Dark Souls.
Yeah, crossing my F's and dotting my lowercase J's. Well, let's take a quick break here, and we'll come back. Do some news on the inside of this musical break. Come back, talk about some news. It's the Hollywood magic. That break could have been 2 hours. You would never know. You never know how long the breaks actually are. Listening to the edited
tomorrow
show.
now.
Could be the next day. Yeah.
Oh God. A bit of a short news week here. I got a few things. The leads of Mass Effect and Dragon Age. You know that thing they're putting the remaster out to hype up for the next installment of, and also Dragon Age 4 that BioWare has been like, no, we're making Dragon Age. It's real. Both heads of the studio, both heads of those projects, including Casey Hudson, the GM of BioWare, have retired from the studio. Whether that means
like the same day.
That's wild.
Literally the same day in a way that makes you and me, the royal we, think something's going on. Something's
got to be happening.
BioWare's been in bad state for a long time, just like the reception of their games and you know, not speaking of. I killed my mic.
Oh, very good.
Not speaking of the work environment or anything, but yeah, both at the same day. It's not real hard to envision that, like, maybe they're like, what if this Dragon Age needs to be Dragon Age Andromeda? And Mark there was like, fuck this, and just left.
I'm trying to figure out the timeline, but I don't believe these guys released a game since they came on. Did they?
Well,
they were post Anthem.
Mark Dara has been the lead for every Dragon Age game.
Sorry, I'm just talking about Hudson. Because Hudson came on after Anthem, didn't he?
Yeah.
And they have not released anything since he came on. I don't.
Because they brought him in to, like, that was they were gonna right the ship, right? They're like, oh, Casey's coming back. He's gonna save BioWare, and that was when they were very loudly like, Dragon Age, you can't close us. We got Dragon Age 4 going. And yeah, you're right. They haven't. Anthem. I forgot about Anthem.
Everybody did.
Casey mentions it in his, like, farewell letter. He's like, oh, the great work we're doing on Anthem. People are gonna be surprised to see that, or however he says it.
Yeah.
You all make sure to tell me if I'm wrong, but I do not believe that game has any sort of future.
I don't write off anything anymore. So many like comeback stories that you never would have, like No Man's Sky and all these things. Like, who would have thought?
Yeah, but in a vacuum where Destiny exists, like, I don't think Anthem, like a looter shooter, can do as good as
It's very right now. It's very tough to picture what kind of mindset I would have to be in to be like. And I guess if I play video games different, like maybe if they come out and say, well, now Anthem's free to play and get people in and then start building that way.
Has to be free.
But like even that, like I'm lucky to have not bought Anthem because I did that EA trial thing. But if you bought Anthem, there's got to just be a little bit of fire in your belly being like, I don't fucking care if you made it better. I'm leaving. I'm done.
Yeah. I don't. If it's not free, that game would be dead on arrival, I think. Like, oh, another $40 to play this fucking. No, you got me once. I'm not doing it again.
No. Yeah, it'll have to be free. I
I don't know what it would take for Anthem to come. Like, hey, we made it's like the Marvel Avengers game, except everybody's Iron Man and the flying is real good. And
Like, the
there's
game
there's
looked
stuff to do.
beautiful.
Iron Man
I
is
remember
dope.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember the game looked really good, and it was just empty.
and to the like, how do you fit another one of these games into the space? Also, Marvel's Avengers is still out there and apparently being worked on.
Yeah.
And even that is being just constantly compared to Destiny to its detriment.
Yeah.
Like there is like it's a crowded room, and Destiny has spent 6 years now trying to figure out how to make it the best that they can get it at this point, and it just seems like everyone releasing these games needs the 6 years. Like no one launches these games and they're good. They're never good. They're always like it's like, can they just live long enough to eventually become good?
That's the hope, anyways.
Yeah, or you know, is the IP valuable enough that it can stand on that alone? Which, man, I was so sure Marvel would have, but
yeah,
good for that. Gives me
no one want to come back for Anthem in the way that people come back for Marvel after a new Marvel movie comes out.
Yeah, the flying was really good in Anthem. If they put a new thing out and they're like, the flying's even better, I would have to check it out. Because I'm like, yeah, the flying was pretty fucking. The movement in Anthem was dope.
Yeah,
felt good getting around.
They're not doing the right thing if they're working on the flying in Anthem. So they should be working on everything else.
The Dragon Age 4 is going to have what they call another reveal at the Game Awards, which means they're going to show concept art and like I hate these fucking trailers. They're just going to show their developer sitting at computers, be like, "We love Dragon. It's such a rich world. Lyrium, am I right?" And they'll show concept art, and it's not a real fucking game. But
yeah,
if they have a trailer, I will be. If they have anything more than just like hand painted art and voiceover, I will be stunned. Absolutely,
it'll be like a little model spinning in a circle on the computer screen.
Some text on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Casey Hudson is fucking flipping the birds as he rolls away on his skateboard.
Fade out Casey Hudson.
Falling backwards out the window. A bungee cord attached to
it. Game Awards. When is the Game Awards, actually? That's like next week.
Yeah, I think it's inside of a week.
December 10. Yeah, shit. That's coming up soon too. Man, next week is probably going to be a busy pod. Sorry, Brandon, I'll cut you off there.
Is that a Thursday? The
10th? It is a Thursday, yep.
Yeah, good. I'll be there. Well, I'm not there. I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Can't wait. I love the Game Awards.
There won't be a crowd
I do not
this
love
year.
the Game Awards in the way that it's like, oh, they're the most credible award show of the season. We should all gather. Like the Game Awards are a spectacle one way or another every year. I actually thought last year was like when they wrapped up the Game Awards last year. I was like, that was pretty good. That was a pretty decent show. But then there have been years prior where I'm like, I'm watching this to see some fucking cringy cameos from celebrities.
Yeah,
who
back in the Spike days for sure. I want to see which celebrity train wreck was going to be there.
I'm the real Black Ops motherfucker.
I'm the real Black Ops motherfucker. Just good man, Sam. Oscar Isaac, that's the man who plays Poe Dameron in the Star Wars. I don't know any other roles he's in. Apparently he's been cast as Solid Snake in the Metal Gear movie. Apparently also they're still making the Metal Gear movie.
They've been making this movie forever.
I know. Since we've been doing a podcast, they've been talking about a Metal Gear movie.
This is progress. Like, casting actors is late stage stuff, which is not to say I think this movie is going to get made, but it's different than when they're like, this director's attached. And before that, they were like, this person's acquired the writing rights. And like, once you're like, Poe Dameron's doing it, or Oscar Isaac is doing it, I'm like, okay, we're like where Tom Holland in Uncharted was a couple years back. Now it seems like
that was like a few months ago, maybe.
The Tom Holland Uncharted thing,
wasn't it?
I think that was like a couple years ago. That was when he was like in Spider-Man 1 territory, I think.
It was just a couple months ago. They had photos of him.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I wonder if this movie will ever come out. Last we kind of heard of it was back in 2017 when the reporting was the director of Kong Skull Island wanted to make a Metal Gear movie featuring Gray Fox, and here we are casting
That's the guy you want.
Snake now. I never saw. Gray Fox is the one. Yeah, I was gonna say I never saw Skull Island. I don't know what the direction was like.
No, it
Codename
was.
Deep
It's a
Throat.
Yeah.
No, Deep Throat is the 2. Deep Throat is the second one.
Oh, that's still Gray Fox, though, isn't it?
No. What? Do you even play Metal Gear? It's Olga.
I know. Okay.
Oh, the first. There's no. I might be getting mixed up now too. Hang on. Is there 2 Deep Throats?
No, Deep Throat's from 1. I don't think Deep Throat's from 2.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
Deep
Gray
Throat's from
Fox.
1, and
Yeah, you're right. It is from 1. The tank fight. There are
Have you
mines.
never played Metal Gear.
Have I ever played Metal Gear? Hang on. Deep Throat. She does. Okay, Olga does go by Deep Throat also.
Yeah.
Yes, because she is a cyborg ninja also.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, all right. I do not stand corrected. I'm not taking a. I know my Metal Gear. Don't test me. Speaking of Metal Gear, Kojima production in 3, 2.
Why don't we just go back to the start of the segment?
You don't take the news, all right? Hey, speaking of news, boys, Kojima Productions is apparently working on a new game. No info other than it is set in the modern era. They put a job posting on is where this comes from. They're looking for someone who can do 3D model productions of weapons, gadgets, vehicles, mechas, etc. Knowledge and experience in producing a wide range of animations, not limited to people, such as vehicles, mechas, and monsters, and it is set in the modern era, which could really be anything. Hopefully not Death Stranding 2, but could really be anything.
Oh, let's fucking do it. I'm ready. I've never been more ready for some more Death Stranding.
Yeah.
BB's revenge.
God.
Yeah, the BB's grown up, and you have to kill Norman Reedus.
Metal Gear movie. They're talking about the Metal Gear movie. Time has never been better. Put Kojima back on Metal Gear.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make another one. It'll
Amen.
probably
I'll tell you right
bad.
now, we make a lot of jokes about Death Stranding. As soon as that game gets a few months out, I'm going to be unbelievably excited to play the next Kojima game.
Yeah, so am I, definitely. But what if this one's also like this, just like Death Stranding? It's this weird thing that doesn't really resonate, and he's like super pretentious of like your North American sensibilities just don't get it.
That's right.
Back to back.
What if it's that same level of quality of that last one, but like he predicts some totally separate weird thing? We're all like, how many more times does he have to do it before you're like, this guy is fuck? There's something up here. Something up with Kojima. He might be doing all this. He might be making games and then bending the world to the game plots.
Death Stranding 2,
right.
Now there's a virus.
No, you can't do that. You have to pretend you always knew there was a virus. The virus is a metaphor.
Nanomachines. Oh, damn. What if the real nanomachines are COVID-19?
That's right.
I mean, I know we've already done this whole song and dance, but what if it is Death Stranding 2, but then it is what connects with, like, Metal Gear?
Okay. Hey, you got me. That's all you had to say. Let's do this.
Joins the expanded universe, and, like, a fucking Metal Gear ray comes out of the sea when you get to the coast.
Just dark trailer, ends with Sam Porter Bridges, like, looks up at the camera, shakes somebody's hand, pans over, and it's Snake who says, "Kept you waiting, huh?"
That's right.
That'd be pretty good. Someone listening thinks that sounds so lame. I would fucking pop out of my fucking shoes.
Yeah,
if that happened.
That'd be like shirt off, whipping it above your head, like woo!
Just
like
half expecting
wrestling.
Arsenal gear to show up on the beach.
Like, no matter the lack of execution, you would just lose your mind.
Yeah, that's all I need. Oh, fuck! Kojima's making more Metal Gear, huh?
Yeah,
I'm in
for sure. Yeah.
I want to go back to that movie thing for a sec, because I just sort of thought about, like, Snake's voice. I remember playing Metal Gear for the first time, and, like, Snake's VO is kind of fucking stupid. The way he delivers every line. Like, no one talks like that. It is anime read times 10,000. I wonder what it's going to be like in the movie. Because, like, I don't think you just get in there and like, do your best Snake.
No, you got to just be you. You got to be.
Yeah, it'll just be.
Doing like a sultry, tough guy voice.
I actually really liked there wasn't very much of him, but I actually really like Kiefer as Big Boss. The few lines you did get, I'm like, yeah, this is how if Big Boss was a real person and not an anime character, and it didn't sound exactly the same. Like this is probably how he'd sound. I like this. I can hear the solid in his voice. Have Oscar Isaac play him and have Kiefer Sutherland voice him.
Might as well just never shoot the face.
Never. He's always
That's why do you have?
Yeah, he's just mask camo. My last story tonight: the price of games on the PlayStation Store is going to be going up in Canada. Right now, we don't pay tax. Apparently, I think that's a load of shit. I think I totally do pay tax on my PSN things because it's always like $89.99 and then $93 whatever when it's all said and done. But starting June 2021, digital goods are no longer tax-free in Canada. There was a little bit of a loophole before. Loophole's getting closed. So depending on where you live, a 5 to 19% increase in the price of your PSN video games. So for a $90 game, assuming you live, I'm trying to think where's the highest PST, like PEI or something, isn't it? It's 19% somewhere.
Not us.
If you buy a $90 game and it's 15%, not even the most, that brings your $90 game is now $105, which is like, man, that's starting to get up there.
That's the magic number that I just don't want to cross. Video game player. If I hit triple digits on those video games, I might stop playing video games.
Yeah, not even like 99 starts to be like, charge me like $98.99 and I still feel okay about it. But as soon as we get $99 or up,
what are we at now?
Just tries
89?
to hurt.
$89.99, yeah.
It's like trying to corner people into those like marketplace markets, like where marketplace markets, the gaming, like Xbox Marketplace, EA Pass and stuff, trying to herd them all into there rather than paying $100 per game.
I wonder. It's so this story, like this is from the government of Canada, is changing the way that it is a loophole that maybe should have never existed. This is not video game developers bringing the price up, but we the customer here, at least in Canada, will still have to pay it, which sucks.
Boo.
And that is your news.
Games are already expensive.
Super expensive. They actually used to be more. It was only... We were trying to figure this out earlier. I think maybe like Call of Duty, the like early Activision Call of Duty started being $60 and sort of set the bar. But like N64 games were like, some were $60, some were $200, some were $150.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, games only became standardized pricing. Oh no, So again, I remember us trying to figure this out, but like say 15 years ago, tops. They used to kind of be all over the place, but the price almost never goes back down. Is the problem? The price will keep creeping up, ain't never gonna go back.
Yeah.
Podcast at talkingreckless.com is an email address. I'll do one quick check here live. I don't think we have any emails, though. You can also drop them on our Discord, which you can find by going to our website over at talkingreckless.com. Clicking on the old Discord button. We are good. I read the email about shoes, right? There actually was a question in the email about shoes last week, but I sort of breezed over it. It was fine, because that email was tremendous. Nothing this week.
Did you guys catch the news about the day one patch size for Cyberpunk?
Yeah, 42. So 42 gigs for the day one patch, but there's also going to be another patch apparently. So it might be more around 100 gigs.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only
be prepared.
It's only if you buy a disc, right? If you just download it from the store, you'll get whatever version of the game is on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last second question coming from Herminotti. He says, if you could pick, who would you have play Liquid in the Metal Gear film? Cam Clark, the man. I don't know what Cam Clark looks like. The man who voiced him. Let's see.
Liquid.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. That's a good choice.
Him a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be okay. I'm looking at Val Kilmer with long hair. Who do I want to play Liquid? I don't know. He's gonna be like smarmy. Hugh Hefner.
Might have to DH him a little bit.
Yeah,
too.
might have to DH him a little bit. I don't know, man. I'm never good at choosing actors. Have we canceled Johnny Depp? What's the word on Johnny Depp? Is he?
It seems
No,
like
don't
he's
can-
kind
he
of
can't cancel.
half to cancel.
He's half in, half
He's
out.
dealing
There's a
with
lot
half
of
out? Okay.
lot of rumors around him.
Yeah. Well, him.
There's some court cases going down, and
Him and his partner are both
All
super
I've heard,
toxic.
what I have heard is that his partner shat in his bed. So
Oh, okay. Too far.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if not Johnny Depp, like I don't know, Mads. You think Mads could do a take on Liquid? Maybe.
you need
Maybe.
someone like classy. Liquid's
You
got
don't
to be
think
classy.
you don't think Mads Mikkelsen is classy? I just think he has the wrong
No,
accent for it.
Mads is something else.
Lashif.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
not
that was good.
It's because you slap a suit on a guy doesn't make him classy. Trying to think. There's something there. It'll be on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
As soon as we
You
stop,
need one of those
podcast,
Swedish brothers. What are their names?
The Swedish Peter Stormare.
From Hemlock Grove. I know they were in
Oh,
that show.
yeah.
Would
Okay.
not have been bad.
Wow, like one of the Skarsgårds.
Yeah,
They could do
Skarsgård
it. They could do a good Liquid.
The one from Avengers.
It's probably not the one.
Which
you
one
want.
was in Avengers?
Well,
Skarsgård.
yeah, the Thor the Doc from Thor. That's someone Skarsgård, isn't it?
Alexander?
Is it Stellan? That is Stellan Skarsgård. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he was also in
Chernobyl,
Chernobyl. Yeah.
There's a lot of Skarsgårds. Bill, Gustav.
Popular name.
How about
Chris-
Gary Oldman?
How about
There you
Tom Hiddleston? Gary Oldman would probably be a fucking dope Liquid. I bet Tom Hiddleston could be a really good Liquid.
Yeah.
He kind of already plays that character in Loki,
Yeah.
which is a little bit of the problem, but that'd be a good one.
Maybe Gary
Yeah, he
Oldman
would be good for that.
How about Keanu as Big Boss? Says Herman in the chat. No, Isaac. What's his name? Oscar Isaac is the Snakes.
Yeah.
That's my pick. Tom Hiddleston. Because I don't know. Daniel Craig.
Who could Daniel?
Daniel Craig?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't be bad.
Daniel Craig could be Zero. Daniel Craig could be Major Zero.
Yeah, for sure.
I wonder who they'll get to play Liquid. It's gonna be
It would
so
be a good
weird, man.
Otacon is that fucking the Bond's guy in his ear in Skyfall.
The Q in
Yeah.
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 Be a good Otacon if you could turn it up a little bit.
what if this thing gets like stunt cast and it's like, yes, Jesse Eisenberg as Otacon.
Michael Keaton as
Yeah, Brad Pitt as It's never coming. We don't have to worry about it because this movie doesn't exist and never will.
Leo.
That's
should
right.
be,
We say it and then it happens.
Leo should be who?
Solidus. I know that's in Q, but you need someone with some gravitas.
No, he has the post credit stinger at the end of one. Mr. President.
Sam Elliott should be Otacon. Sam Elliott. Should be Otacon.
Sam Elliott would make a good Otacon.
I just want to hear Daniel Craig lose his mind when Arsenal gear goes on the fritz.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good. But he's doing like Knives Out. It's like Knives Out. Daniel Craig.
That American accent of his.
Perfect.
Podcast at talkingrecords.com is the email address. You can write in your thoughts here. Drop them on our Discord, which you find by going to talkingreckless.com. That's going to do it for the show. Thank you very much to Kyle Biscotti, I think.
Scotty, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Brandon, thank you very much, as always, my man, for being here.
You betcha.
You at home, thanks so much. Herman in the chat and everybody else who chatted along. Art, Damon, everyone who watched along, thanks very much. Remember, you can find the videos over on YouTube, or you can watch us do our thing live over on twitch.tv/talkingrecklesspodcast. Go and check out the Patreon. You can find a longer version of this show. The last couple weeks there hasn't been. You still get the higher audio quality, but if you say you sign up for the Patreon today, there's probably, I'm going to ballpark somewhere in the area of 150 to 200 hours of content you've never heard. Patreon exclusive content on there for you. And hey, listen, a totally valid thing to do. If you want to jump in there, download absolutely everything off that fucking Patreon, and then drop that sub. That is more than welcome, my friends. More than welcome. Some people check in every 4 or 5 months, grab the podcast, jump back out. Whatever you gotta do. Appreciate all the support as well over at patreon.com/talkrecklesspodcast. That's it for me. Thank you very much to everybody in studio once again, and thank you very much to you at home. We'll see you here next week. It'll be the next episode of the Talking Reckless podcast. See you then.